Elon Musk is deconstructing the government, and there's two ways to look at this. One is, this is part of the attack on government that Ronald Reagan started, or that David Koch arguably started in 1980, when he called for shutting down all government agencies, basically, except for the police agencies and the military and the judiciary. But the Department of Defense, USAID was investigating Starlink, the Inspector General, and let's start off. SpaceX, the Inspector General for Department of Defense, investigating SpaceX. He gets canned. Starlink is being investigated by USAID. That gets shut down. The Inspectors General for Justice, Transportation, and Securities and Exchange, all investigating Tesla. They get shut down. IG for Transportation and Neuralink, they get shut down. Securities and Exchange Commission looking into X, actually, and the Federal Trade Commission. And I don't know if their inspectors general got shut down or not, but I believe so. Doge is also, or Dodge or whatever, has also taken control of the Office of Personnel Management. And so the wild thing about that is that if they control the Treasury funds and the tax refunds, then they can access tax returns. They can. This is what one of our friends writes. They can open competitors' schedules and study any corporate expenditures and strategies that interest Musk. They can open their neighbors, their in-laws, their professors, and their ex-girlfriends' tax returns. They can open the return of anyone who insults them on the news or social media. They can wreak havoc on tax refunds, deductions, Social Security payments, or any other federally funded transaction with the press of a button, wipe out all funding for an organization like USAID. I mean, this seems to me like a coup. This without the traditional, like Pinochet, where the guys show up with guns and half tracks. This instead was geeks with hard drives. But this sure looks to me like a coup. What say you?
Yeah. So first of all, I mean, Elon Musk should be fired, right? We've got to do everything we can, I think, as
well. He was never hired, was he?
Well, he's technically a special government employee, right? But that's part of the question. Is he's gotten over $20 billion in federal contracts for his various businesses, and some undisclosed for Starlink, Skylink, including for actions with Ukraine. So more than $20 billion of contracts. And I, as a member of Congress, can't have a federal contract. Almost every federal employee can't have a federal contract, especially if it has anything to do with their area that they work in the federal government. And yet this guy is one of the biggest beneficiaries of welfare from the government through government contracts. And now he has access to what programs and what funding is going to occur.
And his competitors.
And his competitors. So I introduced a bill today called the Eliminating the Looting of Our Nation by Mitigating Unethical State Kleptocracy Act, which, to be a little more simple, it's the Elon Musk Act, that specifically would take away his federal contracts if he's going to be a special government employee, because you can't be both. He's grifting the nation by redirecting funds. And this way, think about it. Any agency, you want to get on good side, find a contract for one of Elon Musk's businesses, right? Like, everything about this is filthy. It's dirty. You talk about draining the swamp. I mean, this is, building a mountain of swamp in Washington, even more so with what Elon Musk is doing. So we've got to stop him and, of course, Donald Trump, who he's purchased fully and completely from doing this stuff. But we are somewhat limited as members of Congress because we don't have the House and the Senate. The Senate has a few rules where they can slow some things down, but what we can do is a couplefold. One, the groups that are doing litigation right now, it's really, really important. And we need to support those groups that are doing litigation, stopping bills. And there are now litigation trackers you can get on your phone and then keep up with all the litigation. But a lot of groups are doing a lot of good. Two, communication. We have to talk about exposing the stuff you just said, the bill I put out there to talk about these federal contracts that he gets, which again shows the impropriety of what he's doing. And then make sure that people communicate that message, because at some point they clearly are overreaching, and at some point even the people who drink the most Kool-Aid are going to be affected or get pissed off, and that's what we've got to get them to. But right now we just need a couple Republicans in the House to do the right thing, but that means we need people pressure from around the country to put that pressure on them. So we're going to share information. We need people to help us get that out. We need to support the litigation, and where we can do things legislatively, we're going to try to, but my guess is more of the actions are going to be between litigation and communication, people power, us working inside and outside to fight for really the soul of our country.
Yeah, I should qualify my statements by saying that we don't know to what extent Musk was involved in the decisions to get rid of inspectors general in various agencies.